Today, I'm going to show you how to get unstructured data like this from a web page and put it into your Microsoft Access database into a table and something structured just like this. What we're doing is web scraping, and it's something I've shown in a few of my other videos. I did show a Microsoft Access video on scraping a table from Wikipedia. However, that was structured web data from a table, and it's a bit easier than what I'm doing today. Now, I've used this example from scrapethissite.com for a few of my other videos, and I like it because it's simple and it's a great starting point. There's a lot of potential here. This is going to be a neat one, so let's just get right into it. Okay, so here's my main menu, and this is where I want to add a toggle button or some kind of thing to fetch my data. Let's go ahead and copy an existing label and toggle button and go ahead and revise them. Let's change the label to get unstructured data or whatever you want. Now let's put in our code. If you reuse an example like I just did here, make sure you take out any old code or macros that were there from before. I'm going to also rename this toggle button. Now, sometimes when we're in a hurry, we can leave the default name and that's fine, but if you're able, I recommend changing it to something that makes sense to you. All right, so let's go ahead and start putting in our code. All right, we want to make sure we do this on click, so when we click a button or whatever else, we have some kind of function that happens. In our case, it's going to get the data. The first thing I'm going to do is declare some variables here so you can see what I have here. I got a bunch of things that I'm going to be using throughout this code here, so we'll reference back to this if needed. Then right here, we're just opening the database. We're just going to set the database to current DB or current database. This set DICT, this is to initialize our dictionary so we can track which countries we've already added to our data set. Now we're going to see if our table with countries already exists, and if it does, we're going to drop it. Otherwise, we're going to add it in. And this table exists functions, we'll get to that in a little bit. We're going to create a specific function for that. And right here, we're actually creating the new table. We have a SQL statement here that's going to create the table if it doesn't already exist. And we have the country name, capital, population, and area. We're going to execute it, and it's going to create a new table. Now, here's where the web scraping magic begins. We're using XML HTTP to get a GET request to the website. So this basically means, hey, give me the HTML of this page. And the send line actually triggers that request. So after we get the raw HTML response, we load it into an HTML parser so we can start navigating through these tags and we can get the data that we actually need. So with the set RS here, what we're doing is we're opening up the table we just created, and so we can start inserting records into it. We'll use the record set to go through this loop right here. Okay, since this chunk's a little longer, I'm going to break it down and show it with the HTML from the web page. So in our case, let's find an element or piece of data that we want and inspect it. To do this, you want to highlight it, right-click, and then go on Inspect. Now, with the for each div, what we're doing is we're looping through every div element in the page, and we're going to check whether the class name contains the word country. That's how we know that this div contains the information that we care about. So country name here, pretty simple stuff. We're going after that H3 tag. Now the spans here, now this can be confusing because 0 actually means the first one, 1 actually means the second, and so on. So for the purposes of capital, that's going to be 0. So you can see the span 0 right there. Population is going to be 1, or the true second one. And then area is going to be 2 on there. You might be wondering, why am I replacing the commas in my code right here for population and area? And the reason I'm doing that is if we have commas in there, it's going to screw things up if we store this as a number. Now, I don't see any commas here, but I just think it's a good practice to do just in case. Okay, let's go back to our code screen. Now, this part right here with the if statement and country name, basically what it does is it checks to see if we already added this country using our dictionary. And if not, we add it to the dictionary and then we insert the record into the table. So you can see that with the RS or record set with the country name, capital, population, area, and so on. And then it updates it. So right here, once we're done, we close and we release everything: the record set, the database, the HTTP and HTML object, and the dictionary. And finally, I love these VBA boxes, and of course, we're going to let the user know that, hey, it worked. The web scraping is complete. This is the function I mentioned earlier that's called tbleExist. And what this does is it checks to see if we have a table called tbl or tbleCountries, and if it already exists. So it loops through all the table names in the database and it returns it as a true or false. So that way we can delete it and we can recreate it if needed. So let's go ahead and run this and let's see what we got. All right, so let's go ahead and open our form here and push our button there. Moment of truth. Okay, we got the message. That's a good sign. Now you're going to have to either refresh or you can open in design view and then go back to form mode and then you'll see the table that appears right there. So there we go. Looks like we got some great data here. Awesome. So I'm going to expand this a little bit so you can see. But yeah, we have all the countries. I don't really see anything missing here, so that's good. No gaps or anything. So having this consistent formula made this pretty easy. Let's check out my data set here, which is called cohort. I'm going to merge this with the data that we just got. So let's create a query. And let's add our two tables. We're going to add cohort and we're going to add our table of countries that we just got. And we're going to merge these together. We're going to do a join. And we can just merge these by the country name, essentially. Let's add the fields that we want here from both tables. And let's take a look and see what we got. Oh, there we go. We expanded our data set. We supplemented this and we have more detail. Now, this isn't the absolute best example, I suppose, but it was just an easy one to show you. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you'd like to see more like this. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching and subscribing, and take care, everyone.